You ever stop and think about blinking? How you never actually see it happen? Your
Hmm.
eyes close for a split second, but everything just seems continuous.
Right. It's not just you. That's your brain doing something pretty clever, actually.
Is that the saccadic suppression thing?
Exactly. That's what we're digging into today, how the brain kind of, papers over those little visual
Yeah,
gaps.
it's fascinating stuff. Because we blink a lot, don't we?
We really do.
Hmm.
Think about it. The average is, what, maybe 15, 20 times a minute?
Wow. Okay, do the math on that.
Yeah, it adds up over a whole day. That's easily over 16,000 blinks.
16,000.
Yeah.
And each one is like a fraction of a second.
Somewhere between a tenth and maybe 4/10 of a second. Yeah.
Huh.
So if you tally that up,
You're looking at nearly 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes a day with our eyes shut.
pretty much almost
Mm.
three-quarters of an hour where technically there's no visual input.
But we just don't see darkness or gaps, it feels like. Like we should notice that much missing time.
Exactly. And that's the whole point of scatic suppression. The brain isn't passive. It actively um, cuts the visual feed during the blink.
Okay, so why? Why does it bother? What's the problem it's solving?
Well, the big one is motion blur.
Motion blur. From just blinking?
Well, partly from the eyelid closing, but also from the rapid eye movements themselves. Those are called saccades, without suppression.
It'd be a mess.
Yeah, a constantly shifting, blurry picture, kind of jarring, with, flashes of black from your eyelids.
Okay, so it's like trying to watch a movie filmed on a really shaky handheld camera.
Or maybe like an old film reel where you can actually see the black lines between the frames.
Right, right. And the brain is the editor who just snips out all those bad bits.
Precisely. It just smooths it all out, stitches it together so you get this seamless experience. It ignores those tiny interruptions.
Which makes perfect sense for, like, survival, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You need stable, clear vision to, navigate the world, spot things.
Spot dangers, track prey, or predators back in the day.
For sure. Imagine trying to do that if your vision kept cutting out or getting blurry. It would be chaos.
So this suppression, it's fundamental for just having a stable view of reality.
It is. It works alongside suppressing the feeling of our eyes whipping around, too. It all adds up to stability.
Now, here's where I think it gets even wilder. It's not just cutting stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't the brain also kind of fill things in? Like, it predicts what should be there.
That's a really key part of it, yeah. Your brain is constantly building a model of the world, predicting what comes next.
So during that fraction of a second, the eyelid is closed.
It uses the before and after picture, essentially, to paint in the missing moment. It assumes continuity unless there's evidence otherwise.
Wow. So the kind of mind-bending takeaway is for almost 40 minutes a day, we're technically blind.
In a way, yes. We're not receiving visual input.
But our brain is such a good editor, such a good predictor that we just experience this smooth, unbroken visual stream.
We're functionally blind for tiny snippets of time, but we're completely unaware of it.
It really makes you think about perception differently, doesn't it?
Totally. We often think of seeing as just, passively recording like a camera.
Like our eyes are just windows.
Right. But this shows how active the brain is. It's constantly interpreting, filtering, constructing what we perceive as reality, even filling in blanks.
It's incredible all that processing power just humming away behind the scenes for something as basic as seeing.
It really puts it in perspective.
So next time you blink, which will be in about 3 seconds probably, you can appreciate that little neural magic trick. Makes you wonder, though, if our brain is constantly editing like this, how much of what we perceive is, well, a really convincing internal story rather than raw data, something to chew on.